you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. When I was asked to speak about the future of cybersecurity, I got scared because the present of cybersecurity is very scary already. And now we're going to talk about the future, that's extremely scary. And to talk about the future in any case is always a little bit scary, isn't it? Because let's look at Donald Trump making the biggest political comeback in history, really. Could anybody have predicted that? So I try to not talk about the future because then I don't want somebody after 5 years telling me, you said that. No, it's tricky. So my name is Hasmukh Chudasama, and I look after a business called BUI. BUI is a South Africa-based company. It's a 24-year-old company. They came into Kenya about 3 years ago. And when we started the Kenya operation, we were 2 people. We are now 12. But it in itself is an indication of how many problems there are to be solved in the cybersecurity space, because we specialize in 2 areas: cybersecurity, data, and obviously everything moving to the cloud. That's really our space. So when I say East and Southern Africa, when I joined the company, they said, you know what, you will look after the Africa business. And I said, how do you run an Africa business? Yeah, you got the Francophone and the English-speaking countries and North Africa, cultural differences. This is mind-boggling. So I said, let's do a demarcation, right? Let's do East and Southern Africa. It just makes sense. So we're doing work across all the way up to Namibia and Angola. A lot of work in Nigeria is coming up as well. And we're trying to bite not too much, what we can digest. I think that's the right approach. So I'll start with a question. The question is I will not ask how or what, I'll ask who has been hacked previously in this room by a show of hands. So one person is brave enough to say, all right, if 2 people raise their hands, I'm sure the others will follow slowly. Yeah. And let's turn the question around and say, how many of you have not been hacked? So the rest of you are in the middle, right? So in my experience, look, I've been in the IT business for 25 years. I have various business development roles, technical roles, and been doing cybersecurity for all is about 4 years, which is a relatively short time compared to the pool of talent that is in the room. And very, very exciting space, guys. Extremely exciting, because no one day is like another day, okay? We speak to customers, we talk to them what we can do for you. They say, yeah, sure, we'll talk at some point. And suddenly, 6 months or 3 months later, they'll give a call and say, can we meet now? And when we ask them what happens, no, we can't talk about that. We just want to talk to you. So this is the world we live in. And when it comes to cybersecurity, it's very hazy. Nobody wants to talk about it clearly, what really happened. I always try to use a story. I gave my sister my Netflix password. She changed it. Was I hacked? Yeah, it's as simple as that. It's unauthorized. Now, what do I do about it? This password is gone, right? It was a hack. So yeah, that's the world we live in. So, as I said, looking at a crystal ball, not easy. How far do we want to look? 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? And let me start with where we are today. Okay, what's the world looking like today, where we are? If cybercrime was a country, it would be the 3rd largest economy in the world. It's that big. Yeah, just behind in US and China. And in terms of growth, it is the fastest growing economy in the world today in terms of GDP. gives you an indication that where we have come from, where we are today, and how big this market is. I was talking to somebody, and he was saying, you know what, the cybercrime industries itself have Employee of the Month awards. Seriously, guys, it's illegal, and they have Employee of the Month awards. That crazy? It's going on out there. We had a customer recently who said, you know what, I have bought multiple vendor solutions. Now to manage those vendor solutions is what my headache is. Yeah, because we don't have that kind of skill to manage all that. Can you help us out? So what are customers doing? They're buying it, right. Product A, product B, product C, fine, let's buy it, as we don't want an issue. But to manage that environment is so complex. Yeah. I don't know whether anybody has 80 security tools. It's possible, very possible. I've seen quite a number. I've seen up to 25 in this market. They give you a list, and you just count that list, and so you wonder, really? Some of them are just duplicates, but people just buy products thinking, you know what, this is going to solve my problem. Yeah. So operational complexity, to manage that, not easy. Password attacks, and this is very relevant for my next slide. From 3 billion to 30 billion in a year have increased. So the sophistication, speed, scale, absolutely is going crazy. We don't even follow this anymore because it's mind-boggling. And this is what I wanted to talk about. In the past, there may have been some people who said, you know what, this is what I see happening. So we have an esteemed fellow gentleman called Mr. Bill Gates, who said this in the year 2004. We're in 2024. So 20 years ago, he said, password-based security is headed for extinction. We still use passwords. Yeah? They're still there. In fact, if we go to the previous slide, password attacks per month. So it's very difficult in this industry, and specifically around cybersecurity, to say anything that this is going to happen. I tell you, it's very, very difficult. It's difficult to say what's going to happen next month, really. But I'm going to talk about what we are seeing in our conversations in the market today, and we can sort of extrapolate from there. Spoken so much about AI, you cannot not talk about AI in cybersecurity. Absolutely spot on, because today the biggest threat comes from AI. So you need to have AI-enabled tools to counter that. Now, I've put this slide, which is a Microsoft Security Copilot slide, and the reason I've put a Microsoft slide here is because Mr. Satya Nadella tries to look like me a lot. You may have noticed. Every time I see him, I say, you know, he's getting better. He looks like me. He's getting there, almost there. I'm not a big fan of products. Yeah, I'm a fan of solution capabilities and how are we able to manage that. So anybody wants to see a demo, we take the solution out, but anybody wants to see a solution demo, speak to, we have a booth out there. It's ladies called Victoria and Ruth from my team. They are there. You sign up and we'll organize a demo for you. And what I liked about this, in a nutshell, is you don't need a SOC analyst if you have this tool. It's that powerful. It does the work of a SOC analyst. Yeah. I don't know if anybody has had a chance to test it. It was not launched very long ago, fairly recently. So please sign up with us. We'll show you what it's all about. And data breaches and the threat landscape. Really, it's constantly in the news, of course. Was it the citizen services that went down? And we do work, as I said, we do work across the region. So we sing the same story in Tanzania, in Uganda, in Zambia, in Zimbabwe. Uh, yeah, in Zimbabwe, we had a customer, again, relevant to what I was saying earlier, who signed up with us and said, you know what, I'm so tired of buying products. So I've stopped. I want to work with you. I'm giving you my headache. It's your headache now. All I want to see is reports and that everything is up and running. That's it. No threats. Okay. So this is what's going on not only in Kenya, it's across the region. I believe it's global. So it's all over the world. Yeah. And security skills, cybersecurity skills. How many cybersecurity, not data protection or not information, just pure cybersecurity skilled people are they in the room? Because if you are, you're probably going to be poached very soon, because that's what's going on, right? It's very much in demand skill globally, and cybersecurity has now become a boardroom discussion. Previously, it was department, IT department, subset of IT department. Now people are seeing the impact, or have been seeing the impact for a number of years now. So it's a very hot topic. We've seen executives becoming accountable for breaches and say, why did you not take action? And they jail terms or huge penalties and fines, and that's going on. And the reason I wanted to talk about this, I think it's going to go on, it's going to increase rather, really, in a big way. Are we, it's a scary world, as I said in the beginning. Future of cyber is a scary world. The present of cybersecurity is so scary. The future is scarier, let me tell you. Yeah. So what does it mean? What are we saying now? What do we do from here? Yeah. Anybody has read this book called Infinite versus Infinite Games, or heard this concept? Yeah. There's a reason I've brought it here. And the reason is, finite is, there's a clear end, right? And infinite obviously goes on and on. And why is this relevant for this conversation? Okay, so I'll speak about that. When you play chess, yeah, the rules are known. You know the players, you know what the players are going to do, and everything is pretty much known. And there are millions of players globally who play this game, chess. It's finite, right? There's a clear winner at the end. And there's no, the element of surprise is, in this case, would be who is winning, but there's nothing else there, really. Everything is very clear. Yeah, it's known, rather. That's the word. And when we go to infinite games is where it's unknown players, could be known, could be unknown. It's very hazy, endless, goes on and on. No rules. Most importantly, no rules. That's why do I talk about it here? Cybersecurity is an infinite game. That's the key message. If I was to tell you out of this session, what would be one thing you should take away? And it's a future of cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is an infinite game. It's a mindset. You have to change your mindset. It's not a game that is about winning. It's a game that is about playing. You cannot, there's no winners. It's a game you have to keep on playing, because the rules are continuously change. The players continuously change. Rather, not rules changing, there are no rules. Yeah, you don't know what you're dealing with. So what does it mean? If you're thinking product X is going to solve my problem, it's not. Yeah, product Y is going to solve my problem, it's not. Maybe I should buy all these X, Y, and Z products and put them together. Still not going to solve your problem. It's a way we think about it. That's what we have learned ourselves through various conversations, through our interactions with our customers, that this game is not a winnable game. All you can do in this game is play. And that's how you have to think about that. Okay. So you cannot solve it. Yeah. I gave an example earlier where there's a customer who said, I bought all these products now. I don't have the skill to manage all this. And can you help me out? And we say, we cannot help you because we also ourselves don't have that kind of skill, depth of skill and width of skill to manage that. All right. So you cannot solve that problem. You can only manage it. You have to change your thinking. Yeah. That's what we have learned, and that's what we tell our customers, that you cannot solve. You cannot say that Microsoft or, as much as we do Microsoft a lot, but we don't, we are very not product centric. Yeah, we try as much as possible to solve customer problems the best way possible. So you have to manage. It's a mindset change. You have to shift, and that shift has to come. I think that's the only way we can face the future bravely. And please pass by our booth for more, conversation. I'm here throughout until tomorrow night. So I'm leaving Saturday morning, so happy to have conversations. And let's talk. And thank you very much, CIO team, Harry and Andrew and Stacy. And I think it's a remarkable event. And thank you for inviting me to talk. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.